Good evening, everybody. I'm going to show you all how to make bird suet. That's a big question I get from a lot of people. Carl, how do you make your bird suet? Well, I'm going to show you how to do it, and it's very simple. Here are the ingredients you're going to need. Like I said, you don't have to follow this exactly, but this is the recipe I use. You can differ a little bit, but it's all pretty much the same stuff. What I get right here, I get lard. You got to use lard or suet. Do not use shortening, because shortening the birds actually it actually gives them heart attacks. I guess the birds can't digest the shortening. So I use lard. You can get lard at the Save-A-Lot or Walmart. Crunchy peanut butter. The cheaper the better. I got two big things. I think they're I got 80 ounces of peanut butter right here. And also I think I got 4 pounds of lard, but you can go more lard if you want to. I get some raisins. Just some nice cheap old raisins. I'll get some blueberries and some blueberries and cherries. From what I just know is that the bluebirds love these two things. You can also substitute with other dried fruits. Check it out. Use other fruits and see what happens. Let me know what happens. You get some seeds. Here's a nut and berry mix. You also use some. There's also sunflower seeds. I use black oil sunflower seeds, but I don't feel like putting a 50-pound bag on the table because it's pretty big. Here's some thistle. The finches love this stuff. You put a little bit of this. You got some mealworms, some dehydrated mealworms. You can also use dehydrated crickets. They work pretty well too. Oatmeal, because basically what happens is you make this stuff up and it turns into like a wet slurpy consistency, and you gotta thicken it up with some grains. So best stuff to use, I use oats. Try to get just go cheap, whatever oatmeal you can get. And then I use cornmeal too. You use cornmeal flour. This is just stuff just to basically thicken up. I use a Home Depot bucket. I got a drill with a cement mixer, and then I got my bowl with some spatulas. My bowl's my bowl's got some corn residue in it from feeding the deer. So we're gonna let's start working this. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take this lard, open it up. Yeah. Take this little plastic junk off, this little rubber, or where the heck it is. Where's the lid at? Here's the good. Yeah. It's hard to do with one hand. And then we're going to put the lard in the bucket. I'll fast forward that step. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the spatula, stick it in the lard, and put all the lard in this bucket, in this bowl right here. I'd recommend using a plastic microwavable bowl because it doesn't get as hot as glass. Because like I said, when you're microwaving lard, you do not want to spill the stuff because it will make a giant mess. Alright everybody, now I got the lard from the bucket into this bowl. Now this is it's kind of a messy job, so I'd recommend having some paper towels or an old t-shirt or something to wipe your hands with. Like I said, best to use is lard because pig fat actually lasts a lot longer. It can last a lot longer than beef fat or suet. And also, too, you got to understand, too, if you're going to use, like, regular fat, you got to render it twice. It's kind of a pain in the butt, so I just buy the stuff in the store. All right, now you put the lard in the microwave. I usually do it for I want to try 6 minutes. But what you want to do is you want to make sure this stuff turns into complete liquid. Just making sure it goes into a liquid. Now, while the lard is in the microwave, take the peanut butter, take it out and put it inside the bucket. Alright, as you can see, I'm now done with the peanut butter. This peanut butter, this is the nastiest part of the job. And remember, this part is pretty nasty. And you might have to clean your spatula a couple times. And when you do clean your spatula, make sure to run hot water through the sink. Because what happens is that sometimes the lard and peanut butter will go in will actually go in the pipe, the J part of the pipe. It can actually cause a clog. I did that once. So run it with hot water for a bit. Alright. Now we're going to check on the lard. Let's open the microwave and see what we got here. Oh, that's looking pretty Look at that. That's a complete liquid for the most part. That's perfect. Now make sure to be careful with this lard, because if this stuff spills, especially on a rug, you're going to have problems. So now what you're going to do is take it and dump it straight into the peanut butter, just like this. It can be hot, so be careful handling it. Okay, it's all dumped out. Now take a spatula and stir it. As you can see, I mixed it for a while, and now it's pretty much a liquid. See it? Pretty nasty, isn't it? All right. It's all stirred up pretty good. Now we're going to add our seeds and berry mix to it. Like I said, you add whatever ratio you want to do. I like to add, like I said, I like to add a lot of nuts. I like to add cherries, blueberries. I'll add raisins just to fill it up. I'll add some thistle, and then, like I said, I usually add a lot of black oil sunflower seeds, because everything on the mountain where I live at loves black oil sunflower seeds. I would not add millet, because millet attracts starlings. It'll attract cowbirds. It'll also attract some crows and stuff like that. Avoid using millet, because if you get starlings, they will attack and kill your other birds. So do not put millet in here. Use, like I said, you can go to I recommend going to southern states, or recommend going to Tractor Supply, buy a woodpecker mix, buy a berry mix. They have good stuff there, but do not put millet in there. All right? All right, now we're going to start adding some stuff in here. I'm going to add some dry, unsalted peanuts. Just dump the whole thing in. All right. I'm going to add some raisins. Dump them all in. Come on, raisins. God bless it. Give me a second here. All right, so we got the raisins in there. Add some cherries. Yeah, come on, get on in there. Add some blueberries. Hell. Heck, sorry. It's very hard to do with one hand. Come on there, blueberries. All right. Now we're going to start adding some seeds. I'm going to add some of the nut and berry mix. Just kind of dump some in there. You can't really go too much. Let's see. Oh, shoot. Hell. Damn, just messed up. See, definitely use two hands. I'm going to add a little bit of thistle. Probably add a couple cups of thistle. See how much stuff's in there? It's pretty good. We add a couple cups of sunflower seeds. Probably add like 2 of these. Like I said, add as much as you can. You want to fill that stuff up. And then I'm going to add some mealworms. Like I said, this stuff's pretty edible until you put the mealworms in. I guess you get mealworms too. And like I said, be careful what you use, because one time I used my wife's pots and pans, and she almost divorced me when she saw me with mealworms in there. So you might want to be careful with what the if you're queasy with insects, be careful with that. Now I'm going to mix it. So what I do is I have a drill, and I put the cement mixer. If you have a hammer drill, it's better. So what you're going to do is you're going to drop it in here. Whoops. And just start mixing. Mix it up. So I can't use 2 hands to do this. I got to use 2 hands to do this. All right, you mix it down, mix it up. Mix it like this, so it's a pretty good consistency. But as you can see right now, it's pretty slurpy. It won't even stand up. So what we got to do here is we got to add flour. First do is add some oatmeal, and then add some flour so we can get the stuff to thicken up a good bit. All right, so here we go. I got some oatmeal. I'm just going to dump it all in. Dump it all in. And then I'm going to use the old drill with the cement mixer and mix it up. All right, see what it looks like there? It's a pretty good mixture right there. See how it looks? It's almost like oatmeal cookies. All right, but still a little thick, because it's still a little thin, because it almost stands up, but it doesn't stand up quite a bit. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add some, I usually add cornmeal to it, but you can add flour too. This is just, add some cheap stuff just to thicken it up a little bit. Here we go. I got my cornmeal. Now I'm just going to drop it in. Oops, sorry, just dump it all in. Okay. Now what's going to happen is this stuff's going to get real thick. So you want to mix it as thick as you can. So when you get to the end, add less and less, okay? As you can tell by adding that one bag, it's getting thicker. See, my drill can stand right up. And if you notice, I got a little bit of smoke coming out of it. So I would definitely recommend using a hammer drill if you got one. But like I said, you use a normal drill. Just sometimes if it starts getting hot, just run your drill to cool it off. I'm just going to add a little bit more cornmeal to this. So I'm not going to add too much more, but you can add other stuff. You can add other berries, other cherries. You can add whatever you want to this stuff. Like I said, this is the main part is you want to put the lard. You want to put some peanut butter. Peanut butter is a good filler. And then you want to put your nuts and berries and whatever stuff you want to put in here, insects if you got it. And then to thicken up, you go with oatmeal and cornmeal. And that's pretty much all it is. It'll get thick, it'll stand up. It'll almost become like the consistency of like chocolate chip cookies or something like that. And you really can't mess it up, because then what you do is you lay it out and let it cool off, and then it just turns into suet. So let's finish this mixing it up, and we'll go to the next step. All right, as you can tell, I'm done with this. I had to stop because my drill started to smoke. It's just like making, actually I compare it to, it's just like making cement. So you want to make, you know, if you can make it as thick as you want, just make sure it's pretty thick. I would definitely recommend it. You know, it's like the consistency of like cement. So now we're gonna go to the next step. All right, now I'm going to take this spatula, take this suet, and I personally just do it in these pans because it's just a little bit easier. If you want to, you can reuse suet containers, but that's a very tedious operation. Or you can just keep it in a bucket if you want to, but that becomes tedious too because the stuff turns like rock hard at times. So if you put these containers right here, I would recommend going no more than 1 inch deep, because that's the average size of a suet container. And if it's a 1 inch flat, you know, fill up the container with 1 inch of stuff, and that way, if you can easily break it apart with a knife, you can do whatever you need to do with it. So let me start with that real quick. All right, as you can see here, I was able to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trays of this stuff. And if you see it, it's real easy to flatten out. Just pack it down the best you can. It'll be perfect. I mean, it's birds. I mean, you can do it any way you want. It's better to do this when it first comes out, because if you wait too long, the fat will solidify and it'll get pretty hard. And then what you do is once you get it leveled out, just take a knife, cut it up. I would recommend storing them in the fridge or the freezer until you're about ready to use it. And then when you use it, let it thaw out and just cut it the segments you need. Pull it out with a spatula and then load up your suet feeder. And like I said, this is some good stuff, and you will have all kinds of birds. Like I said, in my yard, I have flickers, I have pileated woodpeckers, I have red-headed woodpeckers, I have downy woodpeckers, hairy woodpeckers, bluebirds, titmice, chickadees, Carolina wrens, all kinds of stuff. So I even get the juke nose to even have it too. So there's all kinds of stuff you get with this. And like I said, if you get any good thing good, take pictures and send them to me. So you know, if you want to try something, put it in the suet, see what happens. Have a good bird day. Take care. Bye bye.